Our dad was a deputy chief in the fire department. He was a legend on the job, and that was the legacy that my brother tried to live up to. Just get the job done, look out for your men, everybody gets home safe. That's what he lived for. I was living in the Bronx with my wife and son. Josh, our son, was home from school that day because he was sick, and she said, Billy just called and said, we're under terrorist attack, get out of the building, go home. He hops on his rig, responds to Box 8087, the World Trade Center. They come down here, they go into the North Tower, and they tried to get out, and the building collapsed, and Ed B.A., Abe Zarmanowitz, and Captain Billy Burke, 2,746 other innocents perished at the Trade Center on September 11th. And that's something that at this place we can't forget, we have to confront. As the dust cloud cleared, leaving behind the wreckage, the ruins of the Trade Center, there was one artifact left standing, intact. The sphere, which stood between the two towers. It was banged up and scarred as you see now, but it was intact. This sculpture behind me, the World Trade Center sphere, stood in the middle of the World Trade Center Plaza for 30 years. It was installed in Battery Park, about a half-mile south of here, as a temporary memorial on March 11th, 2002, the 6-month anniversary of the attacks. So it sat down there, it kind of got forgotten. Pigeons used it as a roost, it got covered with pigeon droppings, and then we finally had it moved to this place. It was pristine, it was a pristine bronze, gold sculpture, 30 years ago, and up until September 11th. And then they found it like this, damaged, scar on top, holes in it. It was said that a piece of one of the airplanes was found inside. I mean, it's just miraculous that it actually survived. You had 210-story buildings around it that collapsed beside it, and yet this sculpture was there. It speaks to the devastation of the attacks, and it speaks to the strength of the values attacked. Billy, under no circumstances would he yield his duty, and there was nowhere else on earth he would have rather been that morning than there. The best of humanity versus the worst of humanity. It was made as a sturdy, strong object that endured, and that's just what it did on September 11th.